Hello everybody and welcome back to Newegg TV. I'm Steve and today I'm very excited to have a special guest in our studio. You guys might recognize his mug from some of our other videos as well as NVIDIA's videos. This is Will Park from NVIDIA. How are you, man?
Steve, good to see you, man.
It's good to see you too.
Thanks for having me back.
I'm so stoked to have you here, dude. It's like every time you come in, I know there's some kind of new crazy release from NVIDIA.
Yeah, that's how we do. I miss you guys. You know, it's about time we got back in here.
Awesome. Get back on that Newegg saddle, right?
Exactly. Right on.
All right, so of course, you guys might have even predicted that this is happening, but yes, we actually have a brand new Shield product coming into our studio from NVIDIA.
Yeah, that's right.
And you probably have seen some of the rumors out there, and now you know they are absolutely true. So please, Will, tell us more about the Shield tablet that I have in front of us.
So what you see here is our just launched Shield tablet. It's the expansion of the Shield family. We're adding a tablet into the lineup. We got Shield wireless controller here, and of course, this is the classic Shield. We are referring to it now as Shield Portable.
So that's now called the Shield Portable, not just the Shield anymore.
Right, exactly. It's a family of products: Shield Portable, Shield Tablet, Shield wireless controller.
Awesome. So very first question that pops in my head is why go for a tablet? Like myself personally, I think it'd be awesome, but you know, NVIDIA, you guys went from this gaming portable device now to strictly a tablet. Now, why is that?
So, you know, we wanted to offer gamers a range of options, right? So if you're a hardcore gamer and you want a dedicated gaming device and you're really looking to do your away from desk PC gaming, 80%, 90% of the time you want Shield Portable, right? It's integrated, it's easy to use, and it's got the performance you need. But if you're looking for a tablet and you are a gamer and you want to still bring that into the mix, you got this form factor. It's a tablet first, and it rocks. It's powered by Android. But if you want to do some gaming, pair it with the Shield wireless controller, and you got your game system right here.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so you know, we took a look at the tablet space, and we thought, you know, nobody's really going after the gaming tablet space right now. It's nobody's doing it as well as we think they should be doing it. We're a company gamers, so we wanted to do it right. So we were thinking about it, hey, you know, back in the day, well, think about the car, right? The Model T.
Right.
You could get it in any color you wanted as long as it was black.
Right.
Right? So the car market kind of matured a little bit, and then you started seeing vans and sports cars and all that stuff. Look at computers. They started off filling a big room. Then you got your desktops, your workstations. Then there were laptops. And likewise, we think that's happening in the tablet space as well. You know, we're hitting critical volume, and we think there's going to be more niche and more play there, and I think gaming is going to be one of those key markets.
I think that makes perfect sense actually, because how many people out there are already using their tablet to game with? Now you have something that's leaps and bounds above that. I mean, since I already know you guys are rocking the Tegra K1 in this, I mean that thing's got tons of horsepower.
Yeah, man, this is Tegra K1. I mean, not to a little bit right there. we think it's pretty badass. I think.
I think it is too.
You know, benchmarks aren't really indicative of real world performance, of course, but it gives you an idea of the horsepower you're dealing with.
Right.
And when we put K1 against current gen competitors, graphics benchmarks, we're beating them 3 to 5x. So that's a really good indicator of what you're going to be able to do with your games.
That's fantastic. I mean, because basically when you think about it, this is a desktop class GPU that you're rocking inside that.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. You know, so we built Tegra K1 with on top of Kepler cores. So it's got 192 Kepler GPU cores, and those are the same cores that are powering our flagship Titan graphics card, right? Obviously, Titan's got a lot more throughput. They're at 250 watts. It's a 250 watt power draw. This is sipping 2 watts or less. That's a lot smaller power profile, but we offer the same feature set. So you know, you have everything from DirectX 12. You have full desktop class OpenGL 4.4. You got tessellation, CUDA 6.0. All that makes it possible for developers to bring their games, port them over onto, say, Android. You know, we showed that with Half-Life 2, with Portal. We're actually bundling Trine 2, which is a console-class game, with every Shield tablet. So that's a direct port, all the same assets that you saw on PS3.
So basically, bottom line is you've got all of this horsepower. You've got something that can easily port over, being its desktop class GPU.
Yep.
So what about? I mean, I'm assuming then with the wattage being so low that this thing doesn't generate very much heat.
Yeah, exactly. So one thing that's really important is that you get your full gaming experience as long as you want, right? And heat is the enemy in a tablet. You don't have an active fan, so heat dissipation is the only way you're going to get that heat away from the GPU. And so we built the tablet to have really efficient heat dissipation. So you're not going to hit performance issues. You're not going to start glitching. You're not going to start dropping frames once the tablet gets too hot, because it's made to get just dump that heat out of there.
I mean, that's really important because anytime you have any product that gets a little hot, the performance is probably going to decrease over time.
Exactly. I mean, it's going to, not just longevity of the product, but I mean, yeah. I mean, if you're gaming, it's the difference between gaming for a few minutes and gaming for as long as you want until your battery runs out.
So in terms of games, I know that the Shield in general, the original Shield Portable, has grown much more in terms of its ecosystem for gaming.
Yep.
So what are you guys up to in terms of games now? Because clearly the tablet's going to use some of the same.
Well, so there are a few different ways to look at it. I think if you look at just controller optimized games, there are over 400 in the Google Play Store right now, 400 Android games, right? That's not even speaking to your entire Steam library of PC games, right? And at launch, Shield Tablet will launch with K1 optimized titles, 8 of them, and soon after launch we'll have 11 on deck.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
All right, so clearly you guys built this for gaming. Let's talk about the specs.
Yeah, so specs. Well, you're looking at it here. You got this big full HD 8-inch IPS LCD display. That's 19 by 1200 pixels. You got your dual front-facing speakers with a bass reflex port, which basically makes the sounds. It makes your audio more crisp. Booming, nice and loud.
Nice and deep.
Yeah, so it doesn't matter if you're gaming or watching a movie or listening to music. You should have a good audio experience, right? And that's so critical to gaming that we didn't want to forego on that, just like we did with Shield Portable.
Exactly, just like Shield Portable. I was just going to say
Yep.
that. I mean, you guys have a lot of investment in audio, and you want to make sure you're continuing doing that with the tablet. That
Oh,
makes
absolutely.
perfect sense.
Yep. So we also have the second generation Direct Stylus. This is Direct Stylus 2. You just pop it out of the port right here, and you can see the launcher kind of launches automatically when you pop out the pen and goes away when you pop it back in.
That's awesome. We'll get into those programs here in a little bit, guys, when we talk about the demo.
Yeah, we'll get into the programs, exactly.
Yeah, keep going.
And then over here we got a micro SD card slot. That's good for up to 128 gigs of extra storage. You got your volume rocker, power button, 3.5 millimeter headphone jack up here, mini HDMI port to put your game up on the big screen TV.
The 3.5 millimeter jack, that's a dual, right? So it's microphone and headset?
That's actually, that's a microphone and headset in here, but there's also a microphone hole right here.
Oh, wow. So we'll get to the controller.
We'll get to that in a second, yeah. Yep.
Okay.
But good question. And then the micro USB port right here, and 5 megapixel cameras both on the front and back. So, we'll talk about what the front camera is going to be used for in a demo in a second, but the back camera is obviously, picture quality is important.
Yeah, absolutely. And also battery life. Like, can you tell us any numbers in terms of battery life right now?
In terms of battery life, it's going to depend on how you're using it.
Obviously, right.
But say you're just doing pure video playback, you're going to get 10 to 11 hours. That's thanks to the K1 processor, right? It's
Absolutely.
a quad core, 2.2 gigahertz quad core, but it's also got that extra battery saver core, that 5th battery saver core that, when you're watching a video, browsing the web or reading email, it'll power down the 4 high power cores and just use that one battery sipping core, and that's what helps, give you the long legs on the battery life.
Fantastic.
Yeah, and then, I should mention on the inside, 2 gigs of RAM, 16 gigs of storage with the Wi-Fi flavor. Comes in Wi-Fi plus LTE at 32 gigs. Those are 2 different SKUs.
Right, 16 gigabyte with Wi-Fi and 32 gigabyte with LTE and Wi-Fi.
Exactly.
Okay.
And what am I missing? So there's GPS and GLONASS in there, so you got super accurate GPS. Yeah, and that pretty much rounds it out.
Okay, and then in terms of the other thing you probably haven't mentioned here yet for everybody else, and that's the fact that it's using a stand that you can actually pick up too. If you want to spin that around.
So this is actually the integrated cover. The cover works as a stand because it's got magnets on it, and actually when you close it, it turns the screen off, and when you open it, it turns the screen on.
That's awesome. Plus it's magnetized too. You can just make it back off again from the bottom, and it
Exactly.
just reattaches really easily.
Exactly. The hinge just just comes right off.
Fantastic.
Yep.
All right, so I guess we could probably move on to the controller.
Yeah, Shield. So this is the Shield wireless controller. As you can see, it looks a lot like the Shield portable controller, right? We took everything that we know works here. It's an ergonomic design. It really works well, and we made it better. So the things you'll see that are kind of the same are the analog joysticks, the D-pad, ABXY buttons, the shoulder-mounted bumpers, and the triggers right here, right? But we added a few extra touches. We added all these capacitive navigation buttons right here. We got, home, back, and play, and then in the middle, the Shield app, the Shield button right there, launches the Shield app. And then we have a little trackpad down here. So it's a capacitive trackpad with a volume rocker. So you can actually use your finger to kind of drag the mouse cursor around and stuff like that.
As well as the volume rocker, though, too. I mean, that's pretty important.
Yeah, it's right there. So, you know, if it gets too loud while you're in game, you don't want to, you know, have to remember where's my volume. Oh, it's right here, right next to my thumbs. I'm just going to adjust the volume.
Tap that. Especially if you're using it in console mode, which I'm assuming the tablet can do as well.
Exactly. So, you know, console mode is one of the cool little differentiators here. You can basically turn this into a console, put it up next to your TV, HDMI it out, and you know, it'll just turn the screen off, and you're just gaming using this, using the controller.
Going right out to another big screen. So
exactly.
We should actually do a demo of that real quick. Do you mind?
Dude, what better way to do it than game demos? Let's do it.
Okay, yeah. Awesome.
This is Trine 2. It's an Android game. I say Android game, but really it started life as a console game. It's a direct port from a console game, and that's only possible because the 192 Kepler cores are built on the same architecture that powers like Titan, right? Our mainstream graphics cards. And that allows developers to make, you know, port their full feature set over to Android, you know, using OpenGL 4.4, using DirectX 12, tessellation, CUDA 6.0, all the good stuff on Android.
They don't have to dumb it down at all.
Yeah, exactly.
Just going to transport perfectly into it, just jump right in. I'm sure there's some things they
There's some levers to pull, I'm sure, but it makes it a lot more easier, you know, than having to, you know, dumb down graphics to fit a mobile profile.
Yeah, absolutely. I completely agree. So, all right, let me try and get this going real quick. Tap again to skip. That would be fantastic. So it gives me the directions here, obviously.
Yep. And you can see you got global illumination, you got dynamic shadows. You're interacting with objects in the environment, and that's, you know, PhysX. Those are physics, real-time physics. It just makes for a real immersive gaming experience, I think.
I just realized I don't think we have the volume on. I'm trying to remember. Just get some of the sound on the TV right now.
There you go.
Now I'm all playing like super newbie. How do I draw the squares? Is that too early? Oh, the bubbles.
The bubbles.
I remember now. Yeah. This is not a how to play Trine 2, guys. This is just showing you how.
This is a how not to play Trine 2.
Yeah,
actually,
that's much more accurate.
But hey, you know, the whole point is, you know, you got the controller in your hands. We could be in console mode right now where you're not even looking at the tablet because the tablet display's off. Right now it's in mirror mode, just for demo purposes. But yeah, it's smooth gameplay, full frame rate, full textures, just like a console.
Yeah, no, it's fantastic. It's obviously working really well. I know I've been playing with it a little bit before with Grid 2 and everything, but this is nice. This is it's the tablet I really want to buy, to be completely honest with you.
Yeah, totally. And you know, the really cool thing is we have the front-facing camera here. It's a 5-megapixel camera. Plus, you can use the microphone on the Shield wireless controller or a gaming headset. And we've enabled Twitch broadcasting, so you could live stream this to Twitch. Just hold down the back button, and you see right there you have your little Twitch button.
Currently not logged in.
Currently not logged in, that's fine. But I mean, you just hit that, and basically it'll stream this gameplay live to your channel.
Nice.
And it'll put a little inset box right here showing your face.
Oh, okay.
You know, using the front-facing camera, so people can actually see you gaming. And using the headset, you can actually talk about what you're doing.
Oh, that's fantastic. So basically, if I'm just on the road, maybe, and I'm one of those really famous Twitch providers of content out there, you could watch me. I am not absolutely.
Well, you know, you are Steve. OMG.
Man, oh boy, here we go, Will. I'm gonna have you streaming something pretty soon. But yeah, but right
it's
now,
it's not just PC games, right? Android games, even like Clash of Clans, which is amazing, I think, and not just games, but anything on the tablet. You can even do, say, a drawing app, for instance.
That's a very good idea, actually.
I think that might be a good segue.
Oh, let's talk about drawing.
Drawing. Okay, so yeah, drawing. Let's get out of here, and we'll go to. I put the full demo, the fate of the demo in your hands, Steve.
Oh God.
Oh man. Okay, so I'm just gonna take over real quick.
Yeah, please do.
This is NVIDIA Dabbler. So this is an app that we created to showcase the 3D paint capabilities of
one of my beautiful paintings is
Oh
up here.
yes, this was amazing art, but let me show you what some of the features actually. So I'm just gonna clear this, and what we're gonna see is real-time GPU accelerated drawing. Everything from watercolor to oil painting. Let let me show you watercolors first. Okay, so right here I'm going to adjust the water
level.
The water level, and I'm just going to do a couple brush strokes in purple. And what you're going to see is the watercolors actually absorb into the canvas, and that's in real time. You know, we're using GPU acceleration to simulate that. If I turn on gravity, you can even see the water dripping down as it absorbs.
Because it's actually tilted. The canvas here is tilted.
It's using the accelerometers to detect tilt, and when I do this, you can see that the colors actually blend. When I zoom in, you can see how that blending actually works.
Oh,
it's all in real time, which is pretty incredible. And then
clearly you could pick different canvases too.
You can pick different canvases. Yeah. I can go to oil painting, and this is actually really cool because you know, we're dealing with 3D materials, and that means when I'm painting oils on top of other oils, you're actually creating depth. And you can see that when we change the light source, it's actually changing the texture and the shadows and the light on that paint. So, you know, it's bringing real 3D paint technology, combining it with an active stylus feature set, but in a passive stylus. So that's direct stylus too. Boom, and just like that. All right, so we connected the Shield tablet to the TV via HDMI, and whenever you plug in an HDMI cable, you get this screen right here that allows you to choose between mirror or console mode. And basically, mirror mode, obviously, you see the same thing here and here, 720p resolution on both.
Okay.
Console mode shuts this display off, but puts 1080p onto the TV.
Oh, okay, perfect, perfect. All right, so I have a quick question then about console mode.
Yeah.
So clearly we have a wireless controller here. How is that wireless controller connecting?
Yeah, so this is good. That's a good question. This is connecting over Wi-Fi Direct, and it's not connecting over Bluetooth because we get half or less latency using Wi-Fi Direct.
So you're just cutting it down.
Cutting down the lag. You know, that round trip ping time is really important in everything we do, from game stream to even the inputs from the controller hitting the tablet. Okay. So that's why we made the Wi-Fi on the tablet and Shield Portable super robust, and as well as using Wi-Fi Direct on the controller to the Shield tablet.
Okay, how many controllers can we connect to?
You can connect up to 4, okay. So you can do a multiplayer. Some games do in-game multiplayer. Others you can play over the network, right?
Nice.
And you can connect your headset with the full gaming mic into this, and talk some smack, or just a headphone, and use this microphone hole here to get your audio.
Excellent. So basically, each one of the 4 people have their own dedicated microphone, or dedicated jack.
Exactly.
So that's awesome.
So you can really, get into it.
Was there a magic number you guys were searching for too in terms of latency?
So kind of standard is like the 75 to 100 millisecond range. You'll see that on a lot of other gaming consoles. We target that or below. So in an ideal environment, we're actually well below that. So it shouldn't be very perceptible. And,
so basically the same exact thing as before with Shield Portable, same idea there.
Yeah, exactly, same idea, and we're just getting better and better. We're tuning this all the time. We're putting out updates. We're fully invested in the Shield ecosystem, so it's only going to get better.
So without further ado, I actually want to see the shining crown for me, which is PC game streaming.
Okay,
so.
Totally. Yeah, let's get into it. That's mirror mode. I'm just going to hit mirror mode right there.
Okay.
I'm just going to hit the Shield button right there.
Okay. Right,
and we already started this up, so we don't have to go through all the splash screens. I'm just going to resume Grid 2. That's running on our GTX powered machine, GeForce GTX powered rig in the corner over there.
Laptop, no less, even. It's
laptop,
awesome.
Yeah, it's actually a badass laptop. We're just going to continue. I'm going to use a controller.
Okay.
Right and left triggers to kind of control it.
You don't mind if I just jump in there, do you?
No, man, have at it. Here, I'm gonna pause it for you. Hit the start button to unpause.
There you go.
Trigger and go.
Oh, a little hard drift into that turn.
Oh man.
I got this.
You sure?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Are you sure?
It's the weakest car at the game. It's the very beginning.
It's the very beginning.
Sorry for those of you out there who like fastbacks. Mustangs are awesome. Don't get me wrong.
But yeah, it's fluid. You get full because it's game stream. It's coming from the PC. You get full textures, all the physics. PhysX powered physics. And no lag. I mean, it's smooth. It feels like you're playing natively.
Yeah, no, it definitely is. I'm in agreement. So I like the idea that you guys went with the ability to have 4 different controllers. So if there's any game out there you want to be able to play that requires 4 inputs, that's awesome.
Exactly.
So you can play with anybody else on your screen, especially with PC. What do we call this? Game streaming, right?
This is game stream. That's right.
Game streaming for PC streaming. So that's awesome.
But it actually gets even better. So this you have to stream from your local machine over Wi-Fi, right?
Right.
We're releasing a service called Grid Cloud Gaming. It's a beta service. It's Grid Cloud Gaming Beta. And what that lets you do is actually take it, get get your games from the cloud. It doesn't matter if your machine is on at home. It doesn't matter where you are. Over Wi-Fi or LTE, we're going to let you actually go to the cloud and start any game in the library and play it remotely.
Nice. Yeah, well, let's actually jump into that then.
Okay. Do you want to...
I can hand it back to you.
Let me see that thing real quick. So I'm just going to get out of there. I'm going back into the Shield app. I'm going to actually quit Grid 2. This is an elegant quit. It shuts down the game both on the PC and it ends the connection. Okay. So you're no longer game streaming. I'm just going to back out real quick and go into my apps. And right here you'll see this is beta, Grid beta. This is Grid Cloud Gaming beta. I'm going to start it up.
And right now, this is currently available for those out there that are currently using
That's right. Shield Portable has full access to this beta. Shield Tablet will have full access to the beta as well. Nice. Let's just get...
What do you want to play?
Let's play Dead Island.
Okay.
Yeah, so, you know, it's basically pinging our servers in San Jose, and we're making sure, you know, before you start this up that your environment is capable of a good gameplay experience. That means somewhere around 10 megabits per second speeds, 40 millisecond or lower ping, so latency to our servers, and make sure you have a compatible Shield device.
Okay.
So once you have that, this looks like GameStream. It feels like GameStream, but really we're playing over the server.
So this is ideally for those out there that don't have the hardware that can run the game.
Don't have the hardware to run the game, or they're not on the local Wi-Fi network as their GeForce-powered, GeForce GTX-powered gaming rig.
Right, right, that's a good point.
So, you know, you're on vacation, you're at the cafe, whatever.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is there anything, I have a couple questions actually about it too. Is there anything else you can divulge in terms of how pricing plans will work or how you'll be able to get these games? Or use of these games?
Yeah, so you know, we're not talking about any of the pricing or anything like that. The plan is right now to just showcase the technology.
Okay.
And we're going to be basically talking more about that later.
Okay, that's fine.
But right now it's a beta. It's a beta, so we're letting you have free access to these games right now and just kind of test it out and see how it works.
About how many games are we up to now with?
Yes. You know, I'm not sure what that answer is, but it's in the UI.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
So I can't, I'm trying to skip out of this, try to get out of here so we can actually kill some zombies, kill some infected. There we go.
I'm not so good with the controller and first-person shooters, so I need the keyboard and mouse.
Yeah, where are all the baddies?
There should be like one or two I thought out here, but you do have a...
I think I killed them already.
Oh, so it did kind of save something on the center.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. So there's some save state functionality on the server. I think. Let me get around here.
There's something in my way. I can't walk forward. Why would you just hit that guy? He's clearly asking for help.
I think he was just, you know, examining the ground. But I'm just gonna go ahead and take care of him real quick. I think that's good. So you get the point. So that's Grid Cloud Gaming Beta.
Perfect. All right, guys, that pretty much wraps up this interview with Will and your newest addition to the Shield family. I gotta say, man, you guys really outdid yourselves.
Thanks, man.
I'm excited to get one of these myself. I'm definitely gonna pre-order it. I'm blown away.
Please do. Yeah, you know, we're committed to the Shield ecosystem. We're always investing. We're updating like crazy. So if you're in the market for a tablet and you're a gamer, the Shield tablet and the Shield wireless controller, kind of a no-brainer.
Yeah, I've got a brain that means it's a no-brainer for me.
Debatable.
Oh, burn. All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching this video. Don't forget to like it if you like it. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/NewEggTV. And until then, we'll see you guys very soon.